Aquarius Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist, and we're going to do a love reading for your twin flame connection. The energy that I'm getting from the Aquarius Collective right now is so light. It's a really nice, nostalgic, warming. I'm getting apples and cinnamon, a lot of like sensory, warmth around the senses. So whatever warms your taste buds, whatever warms your touch, whatever, maybe you like velvets or silks or things like that. There's something, that you like about textiles, maybe that you're maybe changing your environment, changing up your wardrobe. You could be releasing things that you don't like and only surrounding yourself with things that you love. So you could be doing some kind of shuffling around to really, it's like ease. You're bringing ease to the senses. You feel like something is out of balance, or you have felt like something is out of balance for a long time. And somehow you got a piece of information, or you had a revelation, something clicked where you went, oh, that's why. And it was maybe one simple adjustment. Excuse me, my allergies are going nuts. I tried to start this video a couple times, so it's just that time of year. But there's, maybe you felt overwhelmed, cluttered. There were projects, the to-do list. It was just maybe getting long. Your focus was somewhere else. I feel like I'm talking like a robot, so I think maybe you were just sort of going through the motions. You could like have a factory job or something, but I just get someone who's just going like this all day, or ding, 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 animatronics. I'm also getting a lot of Christmas energy. Avril Lavigne, Skater Boy. I was getting that song all of a sudden because I'm just, in a flannel, and I don't know, like, I just felt in that 10th grade. I was just feeling very 10th grade. So maybe you've known this person since 10th grade or since high school or something, but there's that kind of, the holidays are coming, so it could be something with the holidays, the movie The Holiday, where they do the house swap. Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet do the house swap for the holidays. They're going through breakups, and it's like they're just sick of it. They're sick of their love life. And so this could be something you're going away with, maybe friends from high school, like childhood friends, siblings, family. You could be just going out to do, not going, oh, maybe you are going out. Maybe you're going to be going out for some sort of holiday celebration. Maybe going to see a show. But I was going to say maybe you're going, out into nature, like you were going to go camping or rent a Airbnb or something with a group of people. So maybe you're doing something like that, and that's where you'll meet this person. Or because you're getting away from your life, maybe they'll be in this town that you're in. Or so I'm getting sort of this, when you get out of your, and this could just be energetically getting out of your space, getting out of your head space, clearing, if we have a very cluttered environment, it's going to clutter our mind. It's going to clutter everything that we do, because once our mind is taken over, once we lose control of that, everything else just sort of comes crashing down. So I feel like you are getting it together, and you're getting out of your head. You're clearing space up. You've cleared up a connection. Maybe you've just received some sort of closure in a connection that's allowed you to go, I'm free. So there could have been a conversation, or lack of conversation, something, lack of education. Maybe maybe you were in a cycle, or you were in a cycle of giving to sort of less than your level of intelligence. If you were to measure it by, standardized testing, maybe you were just not on the same level of intelligence. And that sounds maybe mean to say, and maybe that was tough for you to admit, but I do feel like you had the support of people around you to go, you could do better. All right, so we're going to read for the feminine first here. So by accessing this childlike energy and freeing yourself from the burdens and all of that, just getting away, you know, maybe a little bit of travel. You could just be getting out of Temperance, the Hierophant. So you could be dealing with Sagittarius, you could be dealing with a Taurus, but this is holding on to faith. Something about your faith in maybe yourself was restored, your idea of love was restored. Because if you're in a place where you're blocked off to the idea of love, or you think, oh, that could never happen, that's the reality that is true for you, because that's the statements that you're making. And so it's like you've had this click, like, you know what, I've been thinking all wrong. Excuse me. And I feel like I sound like the kid that sings the hippopotamus song. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. You know, so there's a lot of Christmas energy. Something could be coming together in Christmas season. Could be Christmas shopping. Ooh, that gives me the movie Serendipity. Cancer and Leo. I believe that's their signs. John, Sarah. But yeah, this could be somebody going out shopping. Christmas shopping. They reach for the glove. It's a meet cute. And then the movie The Holiday, they talk about a meet cute. There's like the movie music and everything. So maybe it's going to be kind of like that. Also, The Mirror Has Two Faces with if I don't hear Puccini in my head. So maybe there's, again, you could be going out to a show or something. There's something that you're going to meet doing something where maybe there's a little bit of a glamour aspect to it. You get a little bit more gussied up than normal for whatever you're doing. And it's maybe out of your nature. These could be friends who ask you to go and do things all the time, feminines, and you're just like, nah, I don't want to. And then I'm getting Yes Man, which is Capricorn, and actually they're birthday twins. So you could be birthday twins with your person, or you could both be Aquarius, or, you know, have strong Aquarius placements. There's something very, I mean, this is your twin, so there's something about you that's just very in sync. But in that movie, he says no to everything, and he's closed himself off. So there's something about the heart chakra and closing off your heart chakra to the idea of love. But then something happens, and it's like a knock, knock, knock on the door. This person may show up at your door, but knock, knock, knock is the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. So this feels like a divine calling, a divine knocking. So it's some sort of maybe intuitive download that you get, a dream that you have where you just go, oh, that's the thing I need to change. That's there's something clicks, and it reprograms the way that you view and receive love. Yeah, we have the 10 of Cups here and the 11-11 Four of Wands. So that is, yeah, it's like you, once this clicks together, you know, and 9 of Pentacles is also very independent energy. So this could be a feminine that was hyper independent, like, I don't need a man kind of thing, right? Gender aside, but it just could, you could be like, I don't need anybody. I don't need a masculine. And so you, because you've said that, that's what the universe sends you. It's like keeps sending you more singledom, you know, more connections or potential connections to just keep confirming and affirming, because it's, I get it a lot with the words. You've been in this cycle of saying things, and if you go, oh, like, oh, my back hurts, you say that enough, then guess what your back is going to do? Like, we manifest and create the reality around us that we speak into existence. Our thoughts become our words, become our beliefs, become our actions, right? So there's something you're realizing, how you've been not just a component, you've been the problem, therefore you are the solution, which Aquarius, you like to solve things. So it's Yeah, like I'm not gonna be here like dicking around with something if there's no solution. Like, let's get it done. So let's look at this logically, let's get it done, and let's do it right. Get it right, get it tight. So you could have Virgo placements or be dealing with a Virgo, but the Nine of Wands is somebody who's kind of, yeah, been in this sort of like pity party energy, waiting, waiting on a hero, waiting on a star to fall, carry your heart into mine. That's where you belong, in my arms, baby, yeah. Wheel of Fortune, yeah. So it's like once this clicks, once you go, okay, yeah, the way I've been thinking about this is all wrong. I've been going, oh, I don't have any love, I don't have any love. Well, guess what? I created that reality. And so then you're like, oh, I have so much love. I am love. Love surrounds me. The universe blesses me with love and abundance every day. The universe smiles upon me. There's and there's also this sort of like resistance or this fighting, the sense of fighting, because I'm getting eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, where again Kate Winslet and again Jim Carrey. So there's something with Capricorn and Sagittarius, and that is the season, so the holiday season. So there's something around that's going to be very important for this connection. If that's not the birth date or the season that you need, that this person was born in, you were born in, strong placements you have, then this is the season that's coming up, and it's the energy that they're coming in with, which Temperance is about patience, tempering the ego, again, not trying to control it. It's like once you release control, which is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, where they're having that conversation in the hallway. There's a hallway. It's like, are we going to walk down this tunnel together? And so maybe you will literally pass this person in a hallway or have a conversation in a hallway. Waiting outside a bathroom, that also gives me Fool's Rush In, the Fool. So that's more Aquarius energy for this reading. And then Aries. So there's a very strong leap of faith that's happening here. And it might happen all at once, and it might be a little bit strange, but when you know, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you if it's too fast, too slow, but you just use your discernment. That might be a question for somebody. Like, is this moving too fast? Is this going to be a pattern? Is this like a narcissistic person that's rushing me into something? It's like, take your time, and anybody that wants to be in your space will let you take that time. They will honor that space that you need. But they're having the conversation in the hallway, and I think you guys are going to be talking about a lot of things and be like, what was the conversation? And then I think you're going to look at your watch and be like, oh my gosh, it's morning. It's the next day. We literally talked through the whole, from one day to the next. We've like cracked open space and time, because our one interaction that's less than 24 hours has actually lapsed over 2 days. So there's something very kind of like woo about it. And there is something very woo twin-flamey about their connection in that film. But, she's like, well, I'm going to be this way, and everything's going to crumble, and it's going to fail, and we're going to hate each other. And he's like, okay. It's kind of like there's something of maybe you or your person were always trying to change other people or things around you to fit some idea that you had. But like, once you just release the idea of having any control, then it's like, okay. And then something beautiful begins, and it's very honest. See, this 11 here, the Four of Wands, is like unbreakable vow. Maybe you will have a wedding, like maybe you will get married, but it's like, because you start so honestly, you just blend into each other in this conversation. You blend into space and time. I keep getting that. So it's very It's gonna feel very cosmic. What's that movie? Comet, and he's a Gemini, and I think she's Scorpio. Emma, is it Emmy Rossum? Emily? Anyway, from the Phantom of the Opera. But yeah, and I'm not really. It's been a while since I've seen that, but there is, you know, it's has a similar vibe to it as Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, because there's sort of like stage. So this, and then the Phantom of the Opera. There's something about like stages, theatrical, film. Maybe you work in that environment, or your person works in that environment. But that gives me this kind of platform, stage. There might be some sort of, maybe you'll meet where it's like, again, some sort of show, seminar, some sort of celebration, you know, or like a benefit, right? It could be like a work party. Maybe you're from different offices and you're having some sort of Christmas party. You meet there. Also, Fool's Russian opens with that Christmas party scene. So, yeah, these are all kind of linked together. Hopefully that, yeah, this is Five of Wands is like fighting, disagreement, challenges, and it's in the reverse. It's like there's just a release here of like, I don't want to fight this. We're just meant to be together. And I think maybe both of you had this idea of how things should look. Like in Fool's Russian, she says maybe the name Alex here is important, and then her name is Isabel, right? Isabel. Because he sees it everywhere. He hears it everywhere. There are signs everywhere. You look lost, my friend. There are signs everywhere. It's like there's a sign for whatever, to confirm whatever you're looking for. And it's like the moment that you change this, you shift this perspective, it gives me Piscean energy. So there's maybe some sort of third eye awakening when you come into connection with this person. And I almost said union. It feels very fast. I feel like you're going to just be like, okay, you're my twin. You both have been looking for each other and figuring it out, like solving puzzle pieces. You're very much alike in the way that you go about manifesting and creating everything that you do. You're very akin. You're very similar. And so it's going to just feel so automatic. That's the word I get. Automatic. Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's like you drop all of the weight of the disappointments. You might meet at a wedding, because I do get somebody giving a speech, and I get little tables with like place cards, some sort of benefit, and I'm getting the movie, The Wedding Date. He's a Taurus, and I don't know what Deborah is, but it's maybe something with red hair. The masculine could have dark hair here. You could be from different kind of worlds. But, you know, she's like, oh, you think I want to be attached to, you know, or like want to still be brokenhearted over my ex or whatever? And he's like, yes. Like, when you don't want to be, you know, like nothing happens out of the blue, you know, so maybe you were stewing on a past connection, or you just needed closure, and maybe you realize I'm never going to get closure from the other person. So you gave yourself closure. Somehow something happened, and you may have had a conversation with this person. Maybe they tried to come back in and you were like, oh, this is exactly the same. We have the Empress here. The masculine sees the Empress here, and this is how the masculine is viewing the Empress. Very independent. So they're going to come in with Pentacle energy here, which is going to be very slow, methodical, planned, stable. They want to make sure they're going to give you an offer, because this masculine sees that the feminine has gone from this very sad Nine of Wands energy. He's seeing zero action out of their partners, seeing very little traction in their life, possibly because of this blocked way of thinking. So it's like the masculine may have had eyes on the feminine and seen this sort of growth and transition from being this, or when they meet you, they can just see into your past, because this is like a childhood wound that is here, that the feminine has healed and built up this confidence. But they can see that, yeah, that's like, you know, this leather mask or whatever, we're gonna say it's vegan leather, pleather. She looks very, you know, almost dominatrix, very strong, like very guarded. This kind of gives like Aquarius feminine people think that they have this sort of like formidable, cold nature about them. There's like an intimidating thing about this feminine here. But this masculine sees right through that. They see this soft inner child that just needs a hug. Oh, I feel like this person, this masculine, is going to give very good hugs. And this feminine, I think both of you need it. Yeah, there's the Hanged Man and the Empress. So that's Libra, Taurus, and Pisces. Could be signs that you are dealing with Judgment. Last of the Mohicans. Taurus energy. Which is Judgment is like fixed energy. So it can also be mutable energy too, because of the Judgment is the fixed. It's the decision. It's the decisiveness. But there's some Justice is the Libran energy of weighing the pros and cons and figuring out what's fair. So there's like something coming out of this discernment into Judgment, measuring something from the head to the heart. The masculines had to go through this. This could be something in the court system, right? The masculine may have come out of some sort of connection or something where they were waiting on judgment, literal judgment, to kind of release them from this past thing. And that could be the sort of, oh, finally, like this thing is over. I can move forward. I can breathe. You know, I just get that scene in The Holiday where Cameron Diaz is dancing around. She's like just dancing around, you know, and same thing with on Kate's side where she hears Jet. So maybe the is it, are you gonna be my girl? Are you gonna be my girl? And she's going like this. She's like dancing in the bed, and you get this kind of depressed energy. So somebody could have come out of a dark night of the soul for sure. I mean, that'll do it. There is that a very isolated sadness in the feminine's past. We've got your energy here, Aquarius, in the Star in reverse. Yeah, it like the masculine very much sees this. The Four of Swords, they're willing to wait for this feminine. I will wait for you. I will find you in every lifetime. No matter what it takes, no matter how far, I will find you. Last of the Mohicans. So yeah, there could be that difference, that hold up. There could be an age difference, cultural difference, racial difference, something that doesn't fucking matter. Not in this kind of love. It's very Romeo and Juliet, but you guys aren't drinking any poison. You're like, drink this, bitch. We're doing what we want. Because this love is undeniable, and like, who cares what it's supposed to look like as long as it's legal and consensual? Who gives a shit what it looks like to anybody else? Because like, if they want to look, they need to reflect on their own connections. Because no, we don't need to get into that competitive back and forth place, but just feel secure in the fact that whatever you're doing in this connection is right for you. Then it doesn't matter to anybody else. And people are going to be threatened by it. And then it's not necessarily from a malicious place. It's just, it's in people's nature to want what others have. Or be afraid of losing something. But how can you lose something if you've never had it? So that turns that urge to grow and learn from others, to be like, wow, I really like what they have. How can I make myself better to get something like that, but for me? yeah, because the collective has been in a much lower vibration than this healing. So this is kind of heavier stuff. This is, you two are coming together to create some sort of space for this type of sharing of knowledge, like this sort of, I feel like you both, I don't know, maybe you're both only children or something, because I get this kind of like only child, so maybe one or both of you are only children, because I'm getting someone who's like studious, they get things done, they, you know, this independent energy, like they have the confidence to go after things, and that's usually from some sort of healthy home dynamic or some very unhealthy home dynamic. And as a cycle breaker, this individual, I think the feminine in particular, sort of just said, yeah, I'm gonna be a boss. But it's this, but this is really what's underneath. This is the part of them that is unable to grow. So everything around them in the physical may look good and strong and put together, but underneath, just like in Eternal Sunshine, I'm just a fucked up girl on the inside, you know, looking for my own peace of mind. And so like being knocked out of this healing energy, the masculine knows, like, I may have to wait for this feminine. I may have to be I'm going to be very patient with this feminine. I'm going to have to approach this feminine in pentacle energy, which is the slowest of the elements. It is feminine. I'm going to have to come to this feminine with very balanced communication, right? Again, because if this moves quickly, it's like this masculine knows. Maybe, I feel like both of you are in some sort of counseling or something where you understand, or maybe you just always had like a side interest in psychology, because it seems like you understand like profiling, you know, maybe you just watch a lot of documentaries. I don't know, but it is that I'm getting the amygdala anyway. I don't know what that's not where I was going, but yeah, there's something about like brain chemistry and the way that thinking patterns, and that's where I think one or both of you discovered, oh, like there's a very pragmatic approach and way of accessing this spiritual side of myself so that I can heal these aspects, so I can call in the types of connections that will help me heal that and help me hold that space, and we can heal each other, because I've been ignoring this for too long, this healing. Yep. Lost it on that detour. I lost the thought. Hanged man. If it's meant to, it will come back. But I think you guys get what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's been a lot of focus on work. King of Swords. Masculine could be the Aquarius here. You could be dealing with a fellow air sign. We have the Ten of Cups, though. And see, it was like kind of unconventional. Kate's side of things with Jack. Kate and Jack. She's always with the Jack, man. So maybe the name Jack. Also, I don't know what Jack Black is. Leonardo DiCaprio is in Titanic. Leonardo DiCaprio is a Scorpio. So, yeah, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Good luck. I have a very specific set of skills. This masculine, I feel like, is coming in with, like, they're so confident. They know that they're intelligent. They know that you are intellectually compatible. That you, with the Queen of Cups here, like, I'll be air, you be water. And this is a very discerning energy. This is mutable energy together. This is a very dynamic couple that is able to, okay, this is a specific message, but they know, both of these individuals, both of you know that it takes a very intelligent person to access their emotions, to understand their emotions. It takes a very intelligent person to do so. It takes air to understand water. And water, having all of that depth, is knowing that you need to kind of get an aerial perspective of yourself. So sometimes you have to kind of not get away from your emotions. I don't want to say it like that, but you have to sort of get that hanged man perspective. You have to look at things in a different way. So it's like there's such a balance, and you understand, and you understand, and you understand that it takes both. It takes two, baby. Me and you. That's it. It's like you meet each other and you go, that's my fucking person. I knew you were out there. I knew you were out there because I know that I'm a creator, and I know that I could create you. Science. Something about science. You both are into sciences. Could be pseudosciences, right? What's the fucking difference? Money. Power. Micro penises. Oh, did I say that out loud? Energetic. Yeah, this is like big dick energy, this masculine here. Because this is someone who knows what they've worked for. And they're not coming in the King of Wands or any Wands energy. They're coming in with intellect. This is very sapiosexual. So like, but I like this confidence of this masculine. And so feminines, you're really going to like the confidence of this masculine. Because they're going to come in like, you take your time. I know that I'm right for you. And that might be like, how sure this masculine is, I think might freak the feminine out a little bit. Because they're like, no. You're controlling, you're a narcissist. And it might trigger a lot of these like runner aspects of the feminine. Because they're like, no, I've dealt with people who tried to move things too quickly. And the masculine is going to be like, oh, no. You take as long as you want. I don't need things to move at any pace. But I'm just telling you what I want and what I see for us. Cool. You want that too. And it's like, it's kind of unnerving to the feminine, because I think the feminine has only dealt with masculines who were in their toxic feminine traits. They never took the lead. And this masculine's gonna take the lead, but they're taking the lead like I see you going through a crowd and they just sort of have their hand here. And it's like, I've got you. And they're just going to energetically take the lead, or maybe literally, again, take the lead through some sort of space. Like they may come over and take your hand. They may ask you to dance, right? If you're at some sort of event where there's dancing. Or they may just say, I can't hear you, And I feel like they might do things in such a smooth way, but it's genuine, and it might trip the feminine up a little bit, because they might go, this is too good to be true. This guy's too smooth. This is practice. This is rehearsed. But then you're going to find out as you take your time to get to know this person, feminine, that they're not out there. They're not out throwing their wand around. There's no wands here except for the 1111 wands. And that's because they know, and maybe, with the feminine gave their physical vessel because of a low self-worth. Maybe they gave their physical vessel away to too many masculines who were just there for that. But because the feminine did not think that they were worthy of anything more, they're like, okay, well, that gives me love. Crop swap. Yeah, this isn't going to be any takers. This is an even swap. It's like a energetic bartering. Right? It's not a tit for tat. It's not, oh, I spent 10 minutes with you and your family, so you have to spend 10 minutes with me and my family. It's, you're just there to support each other. You're just there to be together. Sun, Leo energy, and the Devil. So there's Capricorn and Leo, but this is all about discernment. The biggest question here, is this fear or is this intuition? Are these signs, and I was just asking about this, I'm always asking about this, but are you superstitious? Do you consider yourself a superstitious person? And superstition, it just means that something is ominous. Ominous being omniscient, being able to see, it's prophetic, there's some sort of indication, spiritual indication, something coming energetically, or leaving energetically. But different cultures believe different things about it, right? For me, every time I see a black cat, I get excited as hell, because I'm like, yeah, I don't know, it's a tie to Egyptian heritage, ancestry, somewhere in there. Like, it's just, there's something about cats that I've always felt like just safe. Ooh, why did that take so long to get that word out? Feminines are not sure about feeling safe, and the masculines are going to take their time to make sure that they do feel safe. Now, other people have manipulated the feminine, or the feminine has allowed others to, and that's kind of that flip in thinking. Like, oh, I actually allowed these, nothing happened to me, it all happened for me, and I just kind of didn't hold my ground, didn't believe in myself. So it was more of a flip of, okay, I allowed that to happen. You took responsibility for it, feminines, and that has allowed you to go, okay, well, I can trust my intuition here. But there's something about the way that this masculine, it's going to trigger some fear. Am I safe? Am I safe to love? The Lovers. Yes. I feel like that was the 8 ball. 8 ball. Yeah, I feel like it was the freaking 8 ball. I don't know, I just veered off into like cocaine. Thinking about cocaine, so I don't know what. You know, to each their own. 6 of Cups. This person might feel like you're like a drug to you. And yeah, that might be a little bit spooky at first. So just take your time. Use your discernment. Your person will not rush you. 6 of Swords and the 6 of Cups. This person's going to be very balanced with communication and the love that they give. It will be, you know, just, you know, they're going to just be available. They're going to make themselves available to communicate with you and make sure that you feel safe. And some people would be like, oh my gosh, no, we do. We don't come into union completely healed. Union is the ultimate healing, right? This 10 of Cups is part of your healing journey, because sometimes it takes an actual person to love you unconditionally before you can go, oh, this does exist. You can believe it, you can dream it, but it's kind of faking it till you make it, until you can see it in the 3D. Then it's like, oh, I actually created it. Yeah, this is divine timing. This person wants to come in and love you, and I feel like you guys might just be, you're just in your own little dream world together. Time expands when you're together, and it's gonna feel wicked, man. I just feel like it's gonna feel wicked. I mean, you're gonna be very artistically compatible, so you probably will work on things together, you know, with the sun and everything. Sonny and Cher, maybe you guys are gonna create music together, because, you know, I was getting from the holiday, that scene there, where they're, you know, creating, and they're sort of like scatting and riffing off of each other, and it's very playful. So there's a lot of play here. Just let it kind of wash over you, feminines. I do feel the holdup is with the feminines. There feels like there's confidence with the masculines, because they see the feminine as the Empress. There doesn't seem to be any doubt with the masculine. They're just like, nope, I know that I am right for you. And I think it's going to be just a little bit unnerving, because I feel a little bit unnerved by it. All right, let's see if there's just any kind of blockages in the energy centers. Mantra for the resurrection of the inner light. Okay, so you're going to, this is the affirmation. I am the resurrection and the life of every cell and atom of my being, now made manifest. It's like you're learning how to manifest. Something clicks in your manifestations. You've been practicing this for a while maybe, but this final thing, it's like this, I don't want to say final, because I don't know if there is like a final until there's a final. But there's like, it's the last piece of this puzzle that just you've been working at for so long, and it's been right there, and you're like, oh shit, that's it. I actually looked at that, but I was trying to put it in upside down, or I was trying to put it in this way, and I just was too stubborn to turn it counterclockwise once. Counterclockwise, that tells me like to relax, right? Because clockwise would be time moving forward. And so it's like you needed to take a step back, and that was a challenge for you. So yeah, once you figured that out, 4, the number 4, you could be a life path 4, could be that 1111, 4 of Wands. It's also coming out of waiting. And we're gonna pull a color, brown. So that's earth energy, that's your fixed energy. This is something that's gonna really teach you to be patient with yourself. That's a big one for you, I think. I feel like that was a big one for you. So hopefully there was something in here for you, Aquarius. Thank you, everybody here, for all of your support. It's very much appreciated. Thank you for your time. And until next time, I wish you well.